Hi, and welcome again to another edition of Market Analysis for today, August 27th of 2024. I'm Giovanni Benacour, analyst, trader, and educator with Vantage Markets. And let's get going with this. What a week we're going to be having. And, we could say from the MAC 7 to the flagging 7. Okay, maybe that won't catch on, but there's clearly an appetite for a rotation away from the large technology companies that have driven the market upward for the past 18 months. That was evident Monday as the Dow notched a record close, while the tech-heavy Nasdaq sank. Companies with valuations boosted by excitement over artificial intelligence were hit hard, such as server maker Supermicro Computer. There's a good reason for the shift. With the Federal Reserve all but guaranteed to start bringing down interest rates in September, smaller companies have historically outperformed large caps over a 12-month period after the first reduction in a rate-cutting cycle, while more cyclical companies could benefit from a soft landing for the economy. Meanwhile, the risk to big tech's pricey valuations are mounting. And on the other side, gold and silver prices are a bit weaker in early trading today on routine downside price corrections and some profit taking from the shorter term traders. We also see some weaker crude oil prices and an uptick in the U.S. Treasury yields today are also modestly negative outside market elements for the precious metals. On the other side of the pond, Asian and European stock indices were mixed overnight. U.S. stock indices are pointed to mixed to openings when the New York Day session begins, and the U.S. stock indices have made solid rebounds from their August lows. The big event of the week in the stock market is Nvidia's earnings tomorrow, so keep that in mind. Now we see in the key markets today. See the U.S. dollar index slightly lower, and the crude oil prices are weaker. No, they might be trading around $77 a barrel. And then the benchmark, and then the 10-year U.S. Treasury note is also presently fetching 3.848%. So with that being said, let's take a look at what the market fluctuations we could expect for today. In front of us, we have the Nasdaq on a daily candlestick chart. And as we see it here, this is set up for, we have the 50-day moving average above the market acting as a dynamic resistance level. So obviously putting pressure on the market, and this could be a good setup for a continuation of the downside, most likely. Okay, again, this could also just reverse and take another hike to the upside. But obviously, and the Nasdaq itself is favored to be on to the downside. Then we have the S&P. So the S&P, we're gonna keep the same levels as yesterday. Again, perhaps another leg down to be for the S&P. The Dow, however, yesterday I've been notching a nice move to the upside. It quickly retreated and closed in the green. However, today we are pushing lower. Perhaps that 41,000 marker might be a better level of support. That's what I'm going to bring it at. So selling those indices, the Russell as well. So 2188 can be that target. And crude oil looking, it almost notched that 78 marker yesterday, but it quickly retreated but at least it closed in the green today. Profit taking is expected. Has it stopped? Is this another attempt at another shot at 78? That could probably be the case. So keep that in mind. Nat Gas continuously moving to the downside. So I'm continuing to see that perhaps 190 will be met today. So selling Nat Gas. Gold, profit taking is in effect, but 2,500 is that psychological level of support. So perhaps selling towards that and then looking for a reversal to the upside, obviously. Then silver is the one that's showing some stability. Perhaps 30 will be met today again. Most likely it has to be met today. So let's see if 30 and a half can be reached by the end of the day. Copper, the 50-day moving average acting as a dynamic resistance for copper, but 430 still in the radar. So keep that in mind. Buying it. Bitcoin, we're seeing a lot of pressure in Bitcoin. So after almost reaching 65,000, it quickly retreated, and now is the 50-day moving average acting as a dynamic support. So let's keep that in mind. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum also pushing lower. It's actually below our level of support, so we're gonna have to bring that puppy down. Let's use that 25.25 for Ethereum, selling the puppy. The currencies, okay, so after hitting 112, is it retreating? Let's see if the dollar index being slightly lower today could probably bring some recuperation for it, and then we'll just see a nice move to the upside. So cautiously buying it, if you will. And the pound looking, oh no, the pound just hit almost our resistance and has pulled back from it. Will it come back to us again? We are in the overbought territory for the pound, so keep that in mind. And then the dollar index, slightly weaker. It did open with a gap up, so will it be closed? It has been closed, obviously. 101 could be that level of resistance for it. And let's keep that in mind. All right, that's it for today. Have a great trading day, and I will see you tomorrow.